Here with Madeline McDonald. This is an absolute honor to be sitting here with you today.
Thank you.
A rock star. I'm honored to work with you, but even more honored to just get to hang out with you today. I think we're going to write a song today, maybe.
Yes, we are. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
And even more excited because we have the privilege of releasing your first single, September 28th, which at the time people are seeing this, it is available.
It's available. Go out and get it.
Go get it. Click the link in the description.
Yes.
It's huge. Definitely. Well-Behaved Women. Do you want to talk about that really quick?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm just such a fan of the song because it's kind of like me growing up. I felt like I could never kind of say what I wanted to say. And I felt like I could never really talk about my dreams in front of a whole lot of people because they'd get shut down a lot, you know? And so when I wrote that with you and Marty Dotson,
the girl Marty Dotson.
Marty Dotson, the girl, yes.
We do have to specify that.
We do. Everyone does ask me that. They're like, wait, the guy or the girl?
Yeah.
I was just so excited when you guys did bring that up. Marty was on Pinterest, which is an interesting way to find titles, but I've actually taken that from her too.
I have too.
Right? Isn't it so helpful? It's very helpful.
It's like they're all song titles.
No, yeah, you just look at the quotes and you just take a little piece from it.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally one day just spent an hour and a half on Pinterest. Well, I do that anyway, but spent an hour and a half on Pinterest looking at quotes just to make a list of song titles.
That's genius. I probably should do that.
Oh my gosh. It helped so much. Even because the next day I went into Write and I just had boom, boom, boom.
That's
and they picked,
great.
One of the first three I mentioned.
So Well-Behaved Women.
Yes.
What is this song about? Why do you feel passionate about putting it out? Why do you want the world to hear it?
I really want the world to hear it because it's just about being okay with who you are, being okay with having dreams, being okay with saying what you want to say, you know, and not being afraid to talk about those dreams and talk about your goals and passions. And if I want to be talking to girls younger than me, but not even just girls. I want it girls, guys. I want it everyone, all ages. Because there is a point in everyone's life where I feel like we all feel a little bit intimidated by our own dreams and our own passions. And it's taking the step over that can kind of get us through that and just hopping over it, just not even thinking about it and just taking the leap. And I want this song to do that for people. I want you to be driving, listening to it, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you know what? No, I am going to say that today. Oh, I am going to make that, statement. And I am going to try to do this dream. Oh, I am going to call this person. And that's what I want.
Do you have a favorite, I'm putting you on the spot, but do you have a favorite lyric from the song?
Straighten your crown.
Okay. So can you maybe say the whole line for
so it's like stand up and straighten your crown, right? Straighten your crown. And that's, to me, I just love that line because we're all worth something. We're all worth it. You know what I mean? And so sometimes it's hard for us to remember that, and it's hard for us to really kind of recognize that we are worth it and recognize that we have everything we need inside of us to make our dreams and passions come true. And so the kind of stand up and straighten your crown, to me, that hit me. I was like,
awesome.
It's cute, but it's also just like, yeah, girl.
That's totally a hashtag.
Hashtag straighten your crown.
Yeah, I'm using that.
Use it. Come on, Seth.
I got two little girls, so.
Yeah.
Or if I have a boy, be a king, right?
Straighten your crown.
So let's jump back. I do want to touch, because it's really, really important what you just hit on, that a lot of people are intimidated by their own dreams. So I want to come back to that and keep that in the back of our minds. But let's jump all the way back to the beginning for you and your story. What was the first dollar that you made in music?
The first dollar that I made in music. So I grew up in Houston, Texas. And growing up in Houston, I pretty much always knew that I wanted to do music. I knew that music was what I wanted to be my career. I didn't know how at all whatsoever, but I just knew, I just kind of followed my gut, taking next steps. So I guess I made my first dollar singing at Christmas parties, believe it or not, because my parents would always have me sing for their friends. I would always try to get in front of any microphones at school, high school, middle school, lower school. They always knew me for that. And
what were you singing?
I mean, just karaoke tracks. So this is what happened. So family friend, I took a brave leap of faith moment, which we all have to do. And this was, I guess, one of my first leaps of faith.
Yeah.
Not feeling dumb or anything to do it, but I went to a family friend who is part of this ginormous company in Houston. And I said, do you need a Christmas singer for your holiday party?
Nice.
And I mean, he was just such a nice person. And I think he just saw the genuine want to just please and just...
How old were you?
Be there. I think I was 13.
Yeah.
I think I was 13. So, I mean, he was just like, yeah, you know what? I think we do need a singer at our holiday party.
Never thought about it, but we actually do.
We never thought about it. But you know what? You're right. And you're coming to us right at the right moment. So we went there and I told him, I said, I'll do this for free. Like money wasn't even on my mind. Actually, I just wanted to sing in front of people. So I went and did the holiday show at this restaurant with one speaker behind me and a little karaoke rig that I put together myself. I thought it was incredible. And I sang, and when I was done with the holiday party, he came up to me with a check. And I was like, what is this for? No, this is for free. Like, I'm just so grateful. And I opened it and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because he said, no, you're a professional now. So treat yourself like a professional and know that you're worth it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you have to track that guy down and find him, thank him one of these days.
I know, right? I know.
So from then till now, obviously you're pursuing this really, really pretty full on right now. You've dove completely in. When we met, it's funny, I wish I had this email, but I am going to print it out once you get your first number one and like frame it. But I have this email that Madeline had been listening to our podcast and was like, I just have been loving what you guys are doing. I'm thinking of moving to Nashville. Would love to potentially, work with you guys or intern or something. Yeah. And I don't know how I just, it was one of those that went to my spam or I didn't look at it or see or whatever. But then like I found it probably 6 months ago after we had already started working together. I was like, this is hilarious and it's going to be awesome.
And then you
material.
read it to me and I was like, wow.
But you weren't ever one of these people that would just send the email and like that was it. Oh, they didn't respond to me. I guess that was just my luck. So you came to Nashville, you ended up coming to one of our Academy boot camps, and it's very clear, at our events, it's like there are some people, I mean, everybody's got some creativity. That's why we always encourage people. Everybody can write songs. Everybody can have some kind of way to express themselves. I do believe that. But there are some people that are meant to be doing this as their thing. They eat, sleep, breathe. It's just what they're meant to be doing. And you were one of those people for us that stood out. We were like, this is just heads and tails, just above anything that we expected. It was so good.
Thank you so much.
And so you ended up working with us for a while, and we ended up signing a development deal with you, which is what we're working on right now.
Yep.
And so talk about the feeling of sort of transitioning and maybe making the move.
Yeah.
Because full-time can mean any number of things. I mean, obviously, in the beginning, you're still kind of working odd jobs and doing whatever you can to make it work.
Yeah, to make the money to make it work, to make the dream work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everyone kind of says is you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
So like I said, I grew up in Houston, Texas. I was there my whole life. Did not move, was not anywhere else. Grew up there. And taking the leap to Nashville was a really big thing for me. Yes, I wanted to kind of get away. And yes, this is my future. This is my passion. And so I knew this is where I would end up. But it really did take me sitting down, thinking to myself, it's now or never.
Yeah.
You make the choice and you make the next step to follow that choice.
Yeah.
And so when I was at home, I told my parents, I said, guys, I'm moving to Nashville next year. And oh my gosh, they were crying. They were like, no. But they knew it was what I wanted. So I love my parents. They were supportive of the whole thing. And when I knew that I was going to move to Nashville, I was thinking to myself, okay, well, what can I do? Okay, next step after that, I'm going to move to Nashville. What's the next step? Because I don't really like just going into places and not knowing what I'm doing. I overthink everything, which is a blessing and a curse sometimes. But I thought to myself, okay, next step, what do I do? And a friend of mine told me all about you guys. And basically that's how I found out about the boot camp. That's how I found out about the podcast that I listened to. And I was listening to those podcasts, and one day it was like, it just clicked. Email them. Like, email them, ask them if you could intern or work or whatever. Just try it. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way they're going to answer me. Like, there's no way I can do this. And
yeah.
And so I was like, but you know what? Why not? I'm going to do it. I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm going to email them and watch me. I'm going to get an internship. She was like, okay, this is going to be your first try. Good luck. So I remember finding y'all's phone number in your email, and I tried calling. No one answered. I tried emailing. No one really answered. I tried emailing again and then calling, and then Jericho answered.
He did.
He did answer. And then long story short, I moved to Nashville and I signed up for the boot camp. So I knew either way, whether I was interning or working for you guys or whatever, I knew I was going to this boot camp. I mean, it was the number one thing I was looking forward to, to meet people, to get involved in Nashville, which was an incredible way to do it, actually, because I met so many people. So I went to the boot camp. This was the first week I ever moved to Nashville. And when I went to the boot camp, that was the first time I actually met you guys. And Jericho said to me, hey, didn't you talk about an internship? Didn't you call me and email me about an internship? I was like, yes, I did. And we basically went and got donuts one morning as an interview, showed up with my resume and everything. And he was like, listen, I'm more interested in like what your passion is, what you desire, and where you see yourself going. And I was like, wow, okay, this is super cool. And so I was interning with you guys for about 8 months. Yeah. And then this whole thing started happening.
Well, and I gotta hand it to you too on just the perseverance factor. A lot of people maybe would be a month into something like that and think, oh, nothing's happening. But you always stuck around and you kept coming back to add value. And I just remember, like, whether it was, bringing cookies or helping us with a website thing or what, you were just always like the person that was looking to serve. Thus, you were the person that, we're going to listen to when we hear music from somebody like you. So it was the persistence, but then the persistence on top of the raw talent that was already there. That was like game over for us. And we're like, we got to work with Madeline.
Thank you so much. So, I truly, when I started, my whole thought before even interning with you guys was, I want to serve. You talked about it at the boot camp, actually, where you were talking about serving like that. That is the purpose for everyone, is to serve. I mean, no matter where you are in life, no matter what platform you're on, no matter what platform you're going to be on, we all have to serve. And if you can't serve at the bottom, how are you supposed to serve at the top? Yeah. And that actually kind of changed my perspective on everything. So when I was interning for you guys, I was not focused on my music. Yeah. I was not focused on getting you to hear my music, to be completely honest with you. Yeah. I truly was focused on, how can I learn from these people, because they are making an impact in people's lives. And that is what I want to do, is make an impact in people's lives. So I was not even focused on my stuff. Yes, I was doing it outside of it. So I would come to my internship. That night I would be at a writer's round with my own music. Yes, I'd be at the internship, and alongside I'd be working on my own press kits to talk to whoever. But
well, I thought it was really smart. And you had, I don't even remember at what point in the process it was, but you even brought in like a really well-made pro-printed like book with
thank you.
It was actually probably the coolest press kit I've ever seen.
Thank you.
It had like your pictures and your bio, and then I think it even had a CD in the back of it.
Yeah, it did.
Which that was just, you've always done things with excellence, so it's only going to go up from here. And part of that is the excellence that you put into your music video for Well Behaved Women.
Thank you.
It's coming out October 12th.
October 12th, yeah.
I was getting screenshots and videos the whole day, and it's a blast.
Oh my gosh, was that a blast? Yeah. Oh my gosh, seriously, that was one of the most fun days. It was just so neat because everything behind that music video was pretty much made.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, all of us teamed up together to make the. Should I say what's in the video? Well, yeah, no one. To make the pinatas.
You can give a hint.
Yeah,
there is a pinata in it.
There are a few pinatas in it. Yeah. And so we all teamed up and we made those, and we made the background decorations. I customized my own outfits, and it was just, I think that made it so much cooler to me, because I was, for all of you artists that are starting up just like I am, there was a certain point where I was thinking to myself, I don't have the money for all these great outfits. I don't have the money to buy all of these props, to do everything. And that stressed me out for a minute. But once I sat down and said to myself, hold up, I'm getting to make a music video.
Yeah.
Now, I don't need the money to do all of that, because I have it in me to make the things. Like, I have it in me to do everything I need without the money. And so I made it a challenge to myself, like, okay, I'm going to do this the best that I can. And then one day I'm going to remember making all of these props, making all of this stuff. And that is what made it so much cooler. And I was so happy with it, because I didn't just go out and buy clothes, and I didn't just go out and buy props. It was kind of like putting your heart and soul into everything. So I put my heart and soul into that music video. Yeah. We all did. And that's truly what made it so special for me.
Yeah. Well, you do that in everything you do. So it's, people are going to love it. I already know.
I hope so.
Let's talk a little bit about, just your upbringing. I want to dive into that thing that you said earlier about not being over intimidated by your dream. What did that look like for you? Was it people that were intimidating you? Was it like a bullying thing? Was it your family? Where did that come from? And what were some of those things that you had to come up against? And then how did you kind of overcome those?
Well, growing up, it definitely was bullied. I went to a great lower school, and it kind of all started falling apart once I recognized that I had a gift. And that was around 8th grade year. And once that happened, I mean, obviously I didn't know what I was going to do with this gift. I didn't even know a songwriter was a real career at the time. And I just knew I wanted to do it, and I knew I was passionate about it. And it seemed like everyone else around me knew that too, because I would put things aside like sleepovers, and instead I would be writing a song, like a horrible song that I never want anyone to hear. Or instead of going to, I don't know, like the after school hangout at the mall, I would be writing in my journal about my life, because I thought, oh, one day it'll be a book, you know? So I was really bullied about all of that, and it started really getting bad in high school. Freshman year, I remember having my tray of food at lunchtime, going to sit down at the lunch table, sitting down, everyone getting up and leaving. And that was, so from that day on, I just started eating in the chapel alone. And it was just, I was bullied because people knew that was my passion. And I wasn't really sure why that was happening at the time. But looking back, number one, I'm grateful for it, which sounds a little odd, but I'm very grateful for it, because it has made me the woman that I am today. And it has made me want to be an influence for the younger me, and for the girls that are younger than me, and guys and everything. But it was definitely hard at the time, because growing up, I mean, you're in your teens and you don't know who you are yet. I mean, we're all still trying to figure out who we are, but especially in the teens, you're trying to figure out, who am I, what's happening? And people were not happy that I knew what I wanted to do, and that it went away from the path that has been paved for most people, which is high school, college, graduate, get a job, get married, have a family. Like, that's the typical rule of life books, And I said, no, I'm going to go to high school, get a job in the music industry. I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be a songwriter. And once I started saying those things, people were so mean. I mean, I remember getting Facebook messages like, you are worthless, you will never make it, and I don't know who you think you are. Like, why are you even trying to do this? You're just fooling yourself and you look like an idiot. I mean, I would get all of those messages. And it really, really hurt me at the time. It broke me down. And so for anyone listening that this is happening to you, be grateful for it.
Yeah.
Because just think to yourself that they weren't given the vision that you were given for your life. They weren't given the vision of the dream that even God has for your life. And so overcoming that was hard yet peaceful in a weird way. I luckily and thankfully grew up with a lot of mentors around me. Paige Parks was one of my female mentors when I was a teenager and in high school and kind of going through all this bullying. And so was Dave Williams. He was the first person to ever be my mentor in a recording studio setting. So I would actually go to his studio almost every day after school and talk about the bullies. And he would teach me how to write about it. He would teach me how to sing about it in the studio. So he was my first mentor in that way. But Paige Parks, she runs Paige Parks Agency in Houston, Texas. She taught me how to overcome all of this with integrity, love, most importantly, love and purity. She taught me, Madeline, the reason why this is happening is because they see that you have a dream that you're not afraid of talking about right now. And they probably have dreams that they are afraid to talk about, that people are putting down in front of them. So that's why they're putting down your own dreams. And so all of that, I mean, gosh, was she right?
Yeah.
Gosh, was she right?
Yeah.
I've gotten letters to this day from bullies. They're good people. You know, we all struggle at different times, but I've gotten letters from 2 people specifically in the past 2 years that bullied me like 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago, apologizing, saying, I saw that you were a dreamer and you were one of the nicest people, like blah, blah, blah. And so.
And when you get your first number one, you're going to get messages from probably all of them. They'll be wanting to be, of course, your best friend. But I think that's so good. And I don't want to gloss over that point that there's a book that we talk about a lot in podcasts and courses and different things, but it's one of my favorite creative books called War of Art. And he talks about it as people's resistance. And people are often intimidated by other people who are pushing through the resistance. And so they themselves are becoming a part of the resistance. And for a lot of times, it's even people's family and people who are like, I didn't chase a dream, so I'm resentful that she's going after it. So I'm going to make her life a living hell in the meantime. So I think that's just a great encouragement for people to hear. So thanks for sharing that part of your story.
I just want anyone to know who has been in that position or is in that position to keep fighting for it. And also fight for it with grace.
Yeah.
I mean, love these people because truthfully, they have a dream too. And so that was the best feeling ever to get I got a thank you letter from a bully. Yeah. From being nice to them. Just, I mean, that really changed my perspective on that whole thing as well. I was like, they thanked me when they bullied me. Why did they thank me? And my friend was like, because you were never mean back. I was like, good. That was hard, but good.
Yeah, that's so good. Let's get through, because my producers are giving me the stink eye saying we're talking too much.
Sorry, guys.
It's good.
I'm a talker.
Let's go through the full circle 5. Number 1, what is your favorite book or record that you most commonly recommend to people?
Ooh, favorite record. I do read a lot of books, but I'm just now kind of getting into the Tom Jackson book, so I will let you know how that one is. But I just started it. That one's about stage presence, which I am so excited to learn about. But my favorite record is Play On from Carrie Underwood. That is one that I definitely listened to a lot of the time when I was younger, when I was first getting started. because of the stories in it. As a songwriter, I listened to that and I was like, wow, the visuals in that and just how they laid out the stories. And that's literally what it was, is it was a story. It was more than just a song to me.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say listen to that one if you're a songwriter.
It's good. It's a great record. Failure. Let's talk about failure.
Okay.
It can turn into a lesson and be a asset to you if it changes the way you think or behave or changes your perspective on something. So in that sense, do you have a favorite failure that you'd like to talk about?
I do. I don't like to talk about it, but my first no from a record label.
Okay.
It was a big record label. And I got my first no from them. And I mean, I went in person and had a meeting with them. And I was so excited. And you're in this dream world when you don't really understand the business. And I was in that dream world kind of thing. And a few months later, I got the letter that had the record label's name on it in the mail. I mean, I ran inside. I was like, Mom, Dad, open this with me. I mean, I was so excited. And then when it said, we're so sorry. I mean, talk about screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
It was sad. Like I mean, my dad was in the other room and I screamed bloody murder and was just crying. I mean, that day was over for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gone. That was definitely it's not a failure, but that is what I would say is one of the moments where it was like, hey, Madeline, hold on. Like, that's your first no. You're going to get so many no's.
It's good.
Before you get a yes.
Yeah,
So
that is so true. Before you dove fully into this whole thing, which it sort of sounds like you've kind of always been fully in on it. Yeah. What was the number one thing that maybe held you back from just going all in on music?
Opinions of other people. 100%. I am a people pleaser. I have always been a people pleaser. I am still trying to figure out how to get away from that. But the opinions of other people, like I said, when I was bullied, and I kept hearing people, too many opinions is a really bad thing.
Yeah.
It can be really hurtful. It can be really harmful. And I was just getting too many opinions and I didn't know which one to listen to. And it was hard for me to listen to my own heart. So I would definitely say the opinions of others, that would have been what held me back.
Yeah.
But not listening to those, gosh, I'm so much happier. I mean, listening to the right ones, that's the key, is listening to the right ones, the people that care about you and love you and recognize your vision, like you guys.
Hey, well, it's good. What's something that's working for you right now?
Something that's working for me right now. This is going to sound really cheesy, but can I use something cheesy?
Say it.
Because it's honest, though.
Yeah. Hey.
Being grateful. I mean, I know that sounds really dumb, but that's so cheesy. But being grateful is really working for me right now because I'm just getting started. There are so many people that are just so ahead of me, and thankfully and gratefully, I'm working with those people, like with you guys and with all these writers that I'm getting to write with. But sometimes you can get in your head about that and think, I'm not good enough. Oh my gosh, I'm not at that level. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm so nervous about this co-write. But if you switch that from being nervous and intimidated and I'm not good enough, I'm not blah, 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 I'm not there yet, to I get to write with these people. Like, I get to work with these people. That's working for me.
Hey, gratitude.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And the last thing, if you woke up tomorrow morning and all of this stuff collapsed, your let's call it your career in music just fell apart, imploded, and you had to start from square one, you could do absolutely anything you want. You still have all the relationships and knowledge and experience that you have. Where would you start?
Interning with you guys. No, 100%. I'm not even joking. Serving you guys, like, straight up. Wow. That is my most honest answer.
Well, I'm going to turn that around and just say serving in general. I don't want this whole thing to be about us.
No, I'm not trying to do that either, guys. Like, truly, this is just me being honest answers, but serving in general. Yeah. Without serving, serving humbles you. Serving makes you more grateful. Serving allows you to see, for instance, I worked in an award show, which I know we're almost done with time, but I do feel like this is a good tidbit.
Yeah.
I worked in an award show as a liaison, and a liaison basically just helps the artist, helps everyone kind of bring their snacks, bring water, tea, whatever they want, and get them on stage. And I worked as a liaison, and I recognized how some of the artists treated me, the liaison, the no one. And I thought to myself, wow, like, and they were great. It was a Christian award show, and they served their liaison. And I thought to myself, they didn't really have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have to ask me what my name was. They didn't have to shake my hand and give me a hug at the end and say thank you for all your hard work, but they did. And I said to myself, wow, learning from serving is the biggest thing ever, because now I know in the future how that makes me feel as a no one. I will for sure do that to everyone I work with.
So good.
Yeah.
So obviously we talked about Well-Behaved Women.
Yeah.
September 28th.
Yep.
Which is already out.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. It's amazing. Music video October 12th. How can people interact with you?
Through Instagram, through Facebook.
What's your handle?
Madeline McDonald Official.
Madeline
McDonald Official. Yes.
Everybody write that down.
Everyone
go follow her.
Go follow.
DM her. She will respond.
I will respond. Yeah, I will.
So, Madeline, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.